good morning, good night, welcome to my channel. As you can tell from the title, today I'm going to be talking about 21 things that I've learned at 21. I turn 22 in December and it's November now, so 1 month I'm going to be 22. So I thought I could bestow my wisdom from my ripe age of 21 to you guys. But I actually did record this video yesterday. I was not happy with the outcome. I completely edited it and I was not happy. So, well, with that being said, let's get started. The first thing is that you're only in control of yourself. And I think that kind of mentality can be translated to every situation. For example, when something bad happens or somebody talks bad about you or judges you, you're only in control of your reaction. And the fact that somebody is judging you, that's a reflection of them. But the way you choose to handle that, like forgiving them or overreacting or something, that's a reflection of you. And you are in control of that. You're in control of the narrative of your story. Every decision that you make, that's who you are. And you get to choose how you want to handle that, how you want to be perceived. In my life, I have experienced pain and suffering, deep pain and sufferings. And you can look at it as pain and suffering, which I am guilty of. I have done that. But you can also turn that around and see it as opportunities to learn, opportunities that you have learned. Like, as long as you can take something, the tiniest thing, if you could take something from it, then it's worth it. And it's not just pain and suffering that God has allowed on you. Number 2, you can't beg or force anyone to stay in your life, want to be in your life. Number 3, it's okay to cut people out of your life that are detrimental to your mental health. If somebody is draining you and is just very toxic to your happiness, it is okay to cut them out no matter who they are, even if it's family, even if it's friends, no matter who it is. You are the priority, and that should always come first. In my culture, we are raised to think, respect your elders, respect people that are older than you. And as I've gotten older, I realized that that is just not true. It's not to say treat people how they're treating you if they're treating you horribly. No, but that means that you can cut them out of your life. That you have control of. Number 4, pay attention to red flags. In friendships, in relationships, in people that you just met, pay attention to red flags. People can put on a mask for a while, but eventually their true colors will show. And it's important not to hold on to the hope that they'll be the person that you originally met. A good thing to look out for in those situations is if you catch yourself justifying how somebody's treating you, then they're probably not treating you right, and you should probably get out of there. Number 5, and this is more pertaining towards relationships, I would say. Something that I've been using as a rule of thumb when in the dating life. The right person and you will know pretty early on whether this is the right person. For example, if you've been seeing someone for a few weeks and you know that you want to be with them, that you want to pursue something deeper, and they're still like, oh well, it's early on, like let's just keep hanging out, like I can't make a decision like that. Take that as a no. Take mixed signals or their confusion as a no, because the right person will be so head over heels for you. The right person will know, but you need to know your worth first. Number 6 is don't overwork yourself. Take that mental health day. I think it's so important for people to have at least one day out of the week where they have nothing going on and they solely focus on themselves. Do what makes you happy. If that's going to the beach, playing the guitar, learning a new skill, anything. Or if it means doing absolutely nothing and watching Netflix or eating, like whatever. I personally don't want to live to work. I think the mentality of work until you retire and that's when you can enjoy life, I think that's such a toxic thought to have, and that's not when we should be at the prime of our happiness. We should always be happy. So taking that one day to rejuvenate yourself is a good way for us, working class people, to connect with ourselves and regain our energy back, and to not feel like our life is just withering away. Number 7 is to challenge yourself. For me, that looks like waking up early and going to the gym and just being productive. My version of productive. For you, it could be learning to cook a new dish, learning a new skill, going on a hike, on a trail that's been difficult for you in the past, or just reaching a new goal at work or anything. But once you accomplish those things, you're gonna feel so good about yourself and you're gonna be so happy. And I think that's where a lot of character building happens. Number 8 is to think about this concept that I've made up for myself, is that when you die or you're on your deathbed and your spirit or something, and you look at the problem that you're so hyper focused on right now, you're gonna think, wow, why was I so concerned with that? That's like the least of my problems. Like, and honestly, that's for like smaller problems. Obviously you could think of something that was like on a grander scale that would bother you. That can look like getting pulled over and getting a ticket, or a boy not liking you back, or a breakup, or anything. When you're on your deathbed, those things, you're gonna wish that you had those problems. Number 9 is to live like tomorrow's not promised. And when you actually think about it, my next minute isn't promised, my next hour isn't promised. Number 10 is that the only way to grow is to get out of your comfort zone. Something I've been living by lately is, if I normally wouldn't do this, then I'm gonna do it. There is no growth in comfortability. Number 11 for me is that experiences are better than material things. For example, for my birthday, I'm not gonna ask for a thing. There's no, I have everything that I need, and the best gift is an experience. Take me on a trip, take me somewhere new, let me experience something, show me your favorite place, your anything. But I think there's so much more value in experiencing something. Number 12 is, when you do something, think about how it makes you feel afterwards. For example, I had a friend who hooked up with this random guy, and I asked her how it made her feel after, and she said, honestly, not good. And I said, okay, well, that's your answer then. And by all means, if that's something that makes you happy and you're not hurting anybody, go ahead. But if you actually take a step back and you don't feel good about it, then you need to listen to that feeling. It can apply to anything. Like, if you're talking bad about somebody, do you actually feel fulfilled talking about somebody like that? Or do you kind of feel like gross about yourself? Like, why, who cares? Why did I care so much about that? And take a moment to reflect. Why did I say that? Just different things like that to think about. Number 13 is to change your mindset to, instead of being sad or upset about a situation, to feel excitement for it. For example, when somebody walks out of your life or whatever the case, think of it as a growing experience. Whenever an obstacle arises, think of it as a growing experience, because that's what it is. God will never take something out of your life that he doesn't intend to replace. You might feel like, why? That's where the excitement can happen. That's where you can feel excited, because then you can say, okay, you took this out of my life. That means you have something even more amazing to give to me. Number 14 is that there is no point in regret. Sitting there and wishing that a situation did or didn't happen is the most pointless thing we can do. That life that we're sitting there wishing could happen doesn't exist, never did exist, never was meant to exist. I truly believe that everything in this world happens for a reason and it means something. And so instead of sitting there dwelling, you should sit there and say, okay, but what can I learn from this, and how can I be different moving forward? Number 15 is that people's opinions of you don't define you. Only you can define you. If you don't like something about yourself, you and only you have the power to change that. If you love something about yourself, dive deeper into that. When you are strong in yourself and you know yourself inside and out, and you have a problem that you are aware of, that you are in the process of changing, nobody can say anything to shake that. Nobody can point out your flaw, because you can be like, okay, well, I'm working on it, I know that's my problem. And if someone says something that's just a straight up lie, then you're like, that's literally a joke. Number 16 is that the right person will never come at the wrong time. When things just don't add up and things aren't aligning, take that as a sign, as an indicator that this is just not your person right now. Number 17 is that people don't care as much as you think they do. And that's not in like a negative way, like people don't care about you. When you're self-conscious and you're like, oh, these people are judging me or whatever, honestly, they're probably thinking the same thing. We're all really like kind of self-absorbed and thinking of ourselves. So these people that you're like, oh, they're judging me, they think you're judging them too. If somebody is judging you, because I know there are definitely people that do judge, that's a reflection of them, not a reflection of you. Number 18, don't glorify someone for doing the bare minimum. Like if he or she, you know, sends you a good morning text or opens the door for you, yeah, that's super sweet. That's really nice. But don't feel like, oh, this is the only person that has ever done that for me, like I'm never gonna get this again. You will get it, I promise. The right person will go above and beyond for you. It's really sad how our society and just the way things are now has really glorified treating someone with basic respect and human decency. Number 19, and I don't mean to disrespect or offend anybody, but what I have learned is that the strongest people are the ones who are in touch with their emotions. There are times where I truly hated myself because of how emotional I was, how much I felt things. What I realized is those people are struggling the most because they don't even know what they're feeling. They can't comprehend it, and there's a blockage there that doesn't even allow them to feel. Number 20 is to not assume that people should know how to treat you right off the bat. I think it's really important to allow people grace and forgiveness. Every single one of us are different. We were raised in different cultures, different backgrounds, so we expect different things. And when somebody, you know, does something that you may not like, give them that grace and educate them on how they should treat you. If after that, with knowing how you expect to be treated, they still choose to mistreat you, that's when you walk. And 21 is my absolute favorite. I saved it for last, and I'm actually gonna make a whole video about this topic, but 21 is that there's power in prayer. Even for non-believers out there who are watching this, I was a non-believer at some point. This is going to be a whole video that I talk about like my testimony and what has brought me back to God, but there was a time where I stopped believing in God, but I still prayed every day. And I said, because I wanted to believe in God, so I would pray and I would say like, I don't know if you're real, but if you are, I want to know you. So please light that spark in me, light that fire, make me feel something for you again, make me want to know you, please. All prayer is a conversation with God, and that's how you build a relationship. Whether you're starting out with nothing, no religious background, no spiritual background, if that's something you're interested in, even just praying like, God, if you're real, show yourself to me. That's a good way too. And sometimes it is instant, and sometimes it could take years, and sometimes it could take months, or sometimes it takes a movement on your end to get that catapulted. I've experienced all of those, but the tying thread in all of those is that God answered. No matter what, no matter how long it took, God answers. And sometimes he doesn't answer in the way that you asked him to answer, but it's either going to be exactly what you asked for, or it's going to be 1,000 times better than that. Thank you so much for watching. Please feel free to message me on Instagram or comment, and I will 100% get back to you. We can just have a conversation. If you have any questions about God or relationships, family, or just literally anything, or you just need somebody to talk to, I will be here for you 100%, and I will answer you. So feel free to reach out to me. My Instagram is Sydney A. Nguyen. I will type that right here. I will link it down below, maybe. Yeah, that's it. Thank you so much. Have a great rest of your day. Bye.